Everyone, I'm Lauren Sapala. Today I'm talking about a huge fear for writers, and that's the fear of running out of time. Now, if you're a writer, you might have experienced this around a big birthday, if you turned 30, 40, 50 or beyond, or even around the new year or the start of a new school year, or if you just experienced a big life change, you just changed careers, you just moved locations, you just ended a relationship. Any time in life where you're going to be forced to sort of slow down, pause and look around you and take stock of things, you're going to get this running out of time fear. This hits writers with severe procrastination the hardest because we are the ones who've been putting our writing dreams off for so long. Now, what happens is we sort of take stock of how far we've come and where we've come from, and we see, I haven't started my book yet, I haven't started writing down my stories, and we know I don't want to die with these stories inside of me. I don't want to leave this earth without releasing this work out into the world. But those thoughts trigger pain for us because we know we have been procrastinating and we know time really is running out. So instead of addressing the problem and instead of taking action, what we usually do is avoid even harder. We might lose ourselves in a different activity, we might lose ourselves in an addiction, but most often we tell ourselves, I just don't have time to do it right now. And then we start playing the sort of when-then game, right? Like when I retire, then I'll write my book. When I have more time, then I'll start writing my book. When I have more energy, then I'll start writing my book. When this happens, then I will start to achieve my writing dreams. Now, sometimes there is really legitimate stuff going on in our lives that we have to take care of and we don't have any leftover time and energy for writing. That's not really what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is that far off dream, like we need the perfect space. We need all this time. We need hours every day. We need the writing cottage out in the woods. We need to have this long expanse of time where we can really dig in and work on our stuff. The truth is that perfect writing cottage out in the woods is never going to come. We are never going to get the $1 million that we can stay afloat and not have to work a day job, so then we have all this time to write. Or rarely does it happen. So what do we have to do? How do we know when we're sort of making excuses and we're avoiding the issue by saying, I'll do it when I have more time, and when it's a legitimate life crisis and we really don't have time? Well, the first thing to do is we need to do a gut check. We need to check in with ourselves and ask ourselves, am I telling myself the truth? Is this really the truth? Is there no time in my life to write? Is there not an extra 20 minutes a week? Is there not an extra 1 hour a week that I could put aside for my creative life? Usually we will get a yes or a no, and it will feel pretty firm. A lot of times we get the answer that there is a little bit of extra time we could take, and we're avoiding the writing work out of fear. So what happens then? What do we do? If we know we're procrastinating, we know we're procrastinating out of fear, we desperately want to find this time to write. We want to make this time in our lives to write. It's important to us. We don't want to die leaving our stories still buried inside of us. Well, first of all, it's time to make a commitment to serious change. It's sort of a the buck stops here sort of situation. And then after that, we have to seek support. We cannot do this alone. If we try to do it alone and we keep buying into this excuse of there is no time, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, it all adds up to self-sabotage. And so many of us are victims to this kind of self-sabotage that we end up never writing the novel we know we were born to write. So if this is resonating with you, you probably are a writer that's struggling with a bit of self-sabotage. This is the first video in a series I'm doing on self-sabotage since so many writers struggle with it, myself included. You're not alone. Next video, I'm going to be talking about the 3 biggest self-sabotage traps that writers fall into. I'm doing this video series as part of the launch of a new live class that I'm running this October. And it's called Write Now. It's for writers who know the time is now, there is no better time, they're finally ready to make it happen. We're going to be learning about how to write fiction, how to write nonfiction, how to edit, how to publish and market ourselves, and how to get the self-confidence to do all of it, to take the steps forward that we know we need to take, but we've just been too scared up until now. So if this is resonating with you, please stay tuned for my next video. Make sure you are signed up for my mailing list to get the next one in the series. You can find that link in the comments below. If you're on my email list and you're watching this video from your inbox, please reply to the email. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you want details. I'm happy to answer anything that might come up for you. I will see you guys next time for video 2, the 3 biggest self-sabotage traps that writers fall into. Until then, thanks so much.